routine day on Moonbase Alpha, as Earth's great satellite, blasted out of orbit by a tremendous explosion of nuclear waste materials, moved through space on its journey into the unknown. Suddenly, a deep rumbling shatters the comm, and Alpha shakes and vibrates as though in the grip of a giant hand. In main mission, Commander John Koenig barks out commands.
Sandra, all scanners and sensors up full.
Yes, sir.
Kano, computer report as fast as you can get it.
Right, Commander.
Paul, activate big screen.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, John?
I don't know, Victor, but the way this place is shaking, we better find out fast.
Commander, on the big screen, look.
Phew! If I didn't know better, I'd swear we were in the middle of a terrestrial hurricane.
All that debris out there, like a cosmic minefield.
Commander, computer reports radiation level at danger point and rising.
Paul, activate radiation and meteorite defense screens. We're going to red alert. Seal all bulkheads. Damage units and medical, stand by.
The storm builds to a ferocious climax, with sound levels beyond the limits of human endurance. And suddenly, all personnel black out and fall to the floor, oblivious to the fury raging around them. And then, just as suddenly, it is over. And one by one, they revive as the moon emerges from the turbulence.
Sandra, get damage reports from all sections. Paul, do we have power?
I think so, sir. Yes, we do.
Good. Activate big screen. Well, we're in the clear at least.
Commander, no major damage reported, just a few minor injuries.
That's a help. Victor, what do you think that was all about?
According to the navigation charts, there should have been no stars or planets or any concentrations of matter in this area. Nothing but empty space.
Then how do you explain all that debris we passed through?
The only conclusion I can reach is that we have come through a black hole in space.
A black hole? But wouldn't that have drawn us into a dying star and incinerated us?
Not if we passed through the outer fringes only and came within the gravitation field of another star, which...
Commander, a new contact.
Paul, bring it in on the big screen. A planet. A big one. Kano, computer readout.
Diameter 7926 miles at equator. Atmosphere breathable. Cloud cover H2O. Surface temperatures compatible with human existence.
John, look at that cloud cover, broken by patches of blue. The general configuration, could it possibly be...
Commander, I get life signs.
Commander, I don't believe it. That planet, it's ours.
There's no mistake, John. It is. It's the Earth.
The Earth! Oh, we're home!
It sure looks like the Earth, but there's something strange about all this. Alan, get Eagle 1 ready. We're going down and take a closer look.
Within the hour, Eagle 1 is headed toward the planet with a landing party headed by John Koenig.
Still no response to our call, Helena?
No, John, nothing.
Strange. They didn't answer our calls from main mission either. Every instrument reading and visual sighting confirms that this is our Earth, but we get no radio communication or any other sign of the civilization we knew.
But we do get unmistakable life signs.
Cloud cover very heavy, Commander, but there's a break right over there at 3 o'clock. Looks like a good landing area below it.
Time we got some answers. Set her down, Alan.
Landing on a hilltop on the surface, they step out of the Eagle, leaving Alan inside, and find themselves overlooking a veritable Garden of Eden. Green valleys and cool waters ringed in by a circle of mountains that shut out a hostile, unseen world beyond.
And look, John, shepherds tending their flock. Women carrying water from the well. Look at the robes they're wearing. It's as though we...
Yeah, I know. As though we had stepped back thousands of years in time.
I think that's exactly what we have done, John.
What do you mean?
According to computer readings I made on board Alpha, and every calculation I've come up with since, we are back at or near the beginning of time. The Old Testament year 3347 BC.
Ridiculous, Victor. There must be some mistake. Maybe the storm threw the computer off kilter.
No mistake, John. Somehow we must have passed through a time warp in space when we passed through the black hole. We have returned to the Earth of biblical times.
Incredible. Koenig here. What's up, Alan?
Our onboard instrumentation seems to have gone haywire, Commander.
What's wrong?
Computer says it's the year 3347 BC.
Computer is right, Alan.
You're kidding, Commander.
It's no joke, Alan. Keep an eye on the instrument readings and let us know if anything else unusual shows up. We're going down into the land of Canaan.
They certainly seem to be a happy, carefree lot.
I wonder if this is a celebration day of some kind, or do they always live it up like this? Victor, how's your knowledge of the language?
Fortunately, I brought along something I've been working on for years. I call it the commulator.
Looks like a modified comla.
Exactly. I've built in a miniature computer which is programmed not only to translate what is said to us, but translate what we say into any language instantaneously.
Look, that bearded old man haranguing the crowd over there. Let's see if we can understand him.
You have sinned in the eyes of the Lord. If you do not turn away from the path of evil and repent, then will he surely destroy you.
It works. We can understand everything.
Go tell it to the sheep and camels and the elephants, you crazy old coot. Maybe you'll get them to repent.
The Lord will send down rain for 40 days and 40 nights, and every living thing will be destroyed.
It hasn't rained for 6 months, and there's not a cloud to be seen in the sky.
Sinners, blasphemers, you have been warned. I can do no more.
Yes, you can. You and your sons can go sail your crazy boat up over the mountaintop.
Good Lord. You know who that old man is? It's Noah.
And the boat the young man mentioned, it must be the Ark.
He was right about one thing, though. The weather seems to be perfect.
But as crazy as it sounds, if that is Noah, then we know how the story ended. I wonder, is the Earth going to get a second chance? What's that rumbling? Alan, give me seismograph reading.
Seismograph indicates deep subterranean turbulence about 1,000 miles from this location, with a reading of 9.9 on the Richter scale. And Commander, the barometer is falling faster than I've ever seen before.
Run the figures through the computer, Alan, and give me a readout.
Okay, here it comes. Earthquake potential maximum. Tidal wave probability 99%. Cloud cover now encompassing rest of Earth will close in over this area. Conclusion, cataclysmic earthquake activity combined with cloudburst and tidal wave will create flood conditions engulfing whole planet. Commander, we gotta get out of here.
I've got to try to warn the people first, Alan. Stand by.
What are you going to do, John?
Watch me.
Grabbing the commulator out of Victor's hands, he runs to the platform where Noah had been standing and shouts to the people.
Listen to me, everyone, listen. You are in extreme danger. There is going to be a flood. You will all be drowned unless you go up to the mountains now.
Don't listen to that stranger. He's as crazy as old Noah. Just look at the crazy way he's dressed.
But I can prove what I say. I have scientific evidence.
Come on, John, it's no use. They won't listen to you any more than they listen to Noah.
What a frustrating feeling to know the tragedy about to happen and not to be able to do a thing about it.
How can you change history that has already been recorded?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's get back to the Eagle.
They reach the Eagle, look back one last time, and climb in just as a tremendous rumbling shakes the Earth and ominous clouds close in.
Aye, Commander.
Okay, Alan, take her up.
A couple of minutes more, we never would have made it off the ground, Commander.
Yeah, I know. Give it everything, Alan. Eagle 1 calling main mission. Eagle 1 calling main mission. Do you copy?
Main mission, got you, Eagle 1. You had us worried.
Paul, what readings do you get on the planet?
Visual sighting 0. Seismograph and barometric readings indicate extreme turbulence on planet's surface. Unable to get life sign readings. Commander, can anyone survive through all that?
From personal observation, we can't answer that. But feel that at least one man and his family have a chance.
What about us, Commander? Will we be going home?
No way, Paul. Given our moon's trajectory, the Earth will be far beyond Eagle range at the end of the 40 days and 40 nights that storm is going to last.
40 days and 40 nights? Where did you get those figures, Commander? Not even our main computer banks can predict that accurately.
Just read the Bible, Paul. Read the Bible.
A few days later, in main mission.
It was an extraordinary experience, John.
But heartbreaking to be so close, and yet so far.
Commander,
Yes, Sandra.
computer, it's going berserk. Look.
The date readings. Years clicking past like seconds.
It started at 3347 BC, but look at it.
It stopped. The year is 2002 AD, where we were before the whole thing began. Victor, any explanation?
Well, I can just give you an educated guess. As we traveled farther and farther away from the area of the black hole, we may have returned through the time warp in space into our own era.
Or were we all just the victims of a mass hallucination brought on by the mind-twisting forces set loose in the pressures of a space storm?
We may never know, but whatever it was good to have been home again, even if just for a few hours.
We are with a landing party from Moonbase Alpha as the group explores a small asteroid somewhere in the outer reaches of the galaxy. They gaze intently at a strange rock formation looming up ahead as Commander John Koenig speaks.
Baxter, all set?
Charge is in position, Commander.
Okay, keep down, everyone. Blow it!
Look! A metal door hidden in the side of the rock.
You were right, Victor. Somebody was or is on this asteroid. What do you make of these symbols on the door?
Let me take a closer look. Put a light on it. Now, let's see.
The door's opening. The light must have activated a hidden mechanism.
Some kind of tunnel inside.
Yeah. Let's go in. Follow me.
Another door up ahead.
And those symbols again. Throw a light on it and see what happens.
Didn't work this time.
Stand back. I'm going to fire my laser at it. It was booby-trapped. Anybody hurt? Victor? Carter, you okay?
Okay, Commander. But Baxter here was a bit shook up. His eyes seemed to have... Just a little dizziness. I'll be okay.
Look! A room carved out of solid rock.
Very interesting.
Victor, those pictures on the walls.
Pictures of horror, terror, torture.
Positively psychopathic.
Commander, quick, over here.
A humanoid. Unconscious.
The blast really got him. Those wounds on his face and body, he can't possibly survive in that condition.
Wait a minute. He's still breathing, Victor. There's a chance to save him. Let's bandage him up and get him back to Alpha. Fast.
A few hours later in the medical center, Dr. Helena Russell is removing the blood-soaked bandages from the alien's face.
John, his face. It's unmarked.
3 hours ago, his face was an unrecognizable mess. If I believed in miracles, I'd say this was one for sure.
I'm going to do some computer analyses of these blood stains and skin fragments on the bandages. Now, let's see what we've got.
Cell growth rate of damaged tissue, 100 times human rate. Cell growth rate of normal tissue, 0. Cell decay rate of normal tissue, 0.
Helena, do those figures mean what I think they mean?
They mean this man could live on indefinitely. Theoretically, at least, he's immortal.
Immortal? A man of his size? He could be dangerous. Paul?
Main mission here.
Paul, I want a 24-hour security watch on the alien in Medical Center. No one is to approach him at any time.
Okay, Commander.
Helena, I want a report on any change in his condition. I'll be in main mission.
As Dr. Russell tends to other patients in another area, leaving 2 security men guarding the door, the alien's eyes snap open. He gets up, looks about, walks to the door, opens it, and starts walking past the security guards as though they weren't there.
Hey, you can't leave here.
Look at the size of him.
They attempt to stop him, but he picks them up as though they were rag dolls and slams them to the floor. Striding past their unconscious bodies, he disappears down the corridor. One of the guards regains consciousness and calls main mission.
Commander, the alien is loose on Alpha. Repeat, the alien is loose on Alpha. He's a giant, incredibly strong and dangerous.
Paul, send out red alert. Kano, computer scan. We must locate him.
Got him, Commander. Assembly Area D.
Security, all guards to Assembly Area D. Carter, follow me.
There he is, Commander.
He's already knocked out half our men. Use your laser.
We found it.
Let's both fire at once. Now.
Bounces right off him.
Wait. Please, I must talk to you.
Hold your fire and stand back, everyone. Okay, let's talk. I am John Koenig, commander of Moonbase Alpha. Who are you?
My name is Baylor, citizen of the planet Progron.
Why did you attack my men?
It was your guards who attacked me. I was only defending myself.
Yes, perhaps you're right. And I apologize for our actions. Tell us about yourself. How did you recover from your wounds so fast, and why didn't our lasers affect you?
I am a scientist. I discovered how to eliminate the aging process from living tissue. My body is therefore indestructible, immortal.
Immortal?
Exactly. And I gave the gift of immortality to the people of Program. Disease, envy, greed, strife, all were eliminated.
But we found you imprisoned on an asteroid. What happened?
Without anything to strive for, our people became apathetic, corrupt. Our civilization began to decay, and I was held responsible.
You? Why?
To eliminate death is to eliminate life. Because I took away that which gives life meaning, they imprisoned me and left me to suffer eternal solitude for my crime. That was 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years? Then you are...
Yes, I am over 1,000 years old. Most of them spent in that living tomb on the asteroid. Now, I belong nowhere and to no one, but thanks to you, I have a second chance. All I ask is sanctuary.
You're welcome to stay with us. Paul, show Belor to the guest quarters.
Thank you.
Later, in Commander Koenig's office.
What do you think, Victor?
I'm inclined to believe him.
I believe him, too.
Well, I gave Connor orders to have Computer keep a check on his movements, just in case.
Just in case?
Yeah. The thing that bothers me is those pictures of horror and terror and torture. They have nothing to do with what he told us.
He was on that asteroid a long time. Maybe he did them himself.
Or maybe they were put there to remind him of something he hasn't told us about.
Commander, computer reports that Baylor has just entered Mike Baxter's quarters.
Thanks, Connor. Mike Baxter.
The only one injured on the asteroid, grounded because of eye damage.
What does Baylor want with him? I'm going down there myself. Mike, where's Baylor? We got a report that he was here, but he's not. What did he...
But before he can finish his sentence, Koenig is viciously attacked and knocked unconscious by Baxter, raving mad, eyes staring wildly, gone completely berserk. Standing above the blood-soaked Koenig, he is about to strike a final death blow when he suddenly screams, clutches his head, collapses, and dies, a look of indescribable pain on his face. Later, in main mission.
Baxter nearly killed me. There's blood all over my clothes, but look at me.
Not a mark on you.
And the expression on Baxter's face, where have we seen that before?
The pictures on the asteroid. Helena, has Computer completed the autopsy report?
Yes, here it is.
Subject Michael Baxter. Life functions terminated. Cause of death, rapidly mutating brain cells, stimulating brain growth beyond human capacity.
Rapid cell growth causing Baxter's death. Rapid cell rejuvenation causing my wounds to heal. The look of terror on Baxter's face. It all points to one man.
Quite right, Commander.
Baylor, why are you doing these things? What is the motivation behind it all?
Very simple, Commander. For pleasure. My pleasure.
Pleasure? Out of pain? Then those pictures on the asteroid. They were put there to remind you of what you did to your own people.
Right again, Commander. But 1,000 years of reflection have made me remember my crimes with pleasure. When you released me, you found me hungry for pain.
Careful, John. He's a psychopath.
What do you want with me? With Alpha?
Oh, I have plans, Commander. But things will remain as they are for now, with just one change. You will take your orders from me.
No way.
Then you will see the consequences of your refusal. And I shall have pleasure as never before.
We'll stop you somehow.
How? You can't kill me. I'm indestructible.
Within minutes, reports of death and destruction pour into main mission.
Section C, communications hardware wrecked.
Research calling main mission, laboratory equipment smashed.
Commander, medical here. Orderly Marissa Wells has been murdered.
You've got to stop him, John.
Yes, but how?
I've got an idea. Paul, where is Baylor now?
Last report, vicinity of Area B.
Call all our people out of there and seal off the area.
All personnel, evacuate Area 2. All personnel, evacuate Area 2.
What's your plan, John?
I'm going down there and face him myself. Lure him into airlock B and... Paul, when I give you the signal, you know what to do.
Yes, sir.
But John, he'll tear you apart.
Maybe, but there's no other way.
Within minutes, Commander Koenig is making his way carefully through Area B, knowing that Baylor is following, not far behind. Reaching the last door down the corridor, he pulls down the sign over it, a sign reading Airlock B, and hides it. Moving just inside the open door, he takes out his comm-lock.
Ready here, Paul.
Check, Commander.
Here he comes. Stand by. Baylor!
Ah! There you are, Koenig. Ready to take orders?
Take orders? No way. I'm gonna take you.
With that pea shooter? Oh, it's going to be a pleasure to take you apart, piece by piece.
And Baylor lunges at Koenig, now standing inside the airlock. But Koenig jumps aside, and Baylor stumbles past him, losing his balance momentarily. In that moment, Koenig races through the door and closes it behind him, leaving Baylor locked inside the airlock.
Now, Paul!
Morrow presses a button. The outside door of the airlock opens, and there is a great rush of air as Baylor is drawn out into the vacuum of space. And the end of his immortality. A little while later in main mission, Professor Bergman is standing in front of the computer as Koenig approaches.
John, remember the program symbols on the door to Baylor's prison on the asteroid?
Yes, Victor. What about them?
I asked computer to analyze the photographs we took of them. Kano, let's hear the results.
Danger. Psychopath. Within.
Now you tell me.
It is the year 2002, the 877th day since the moon left Earth's orbit and began its epic journey into the great void of intergalactic space. Astronaut Tony Bellini lies unconscious in the medical center, attended by Dr. Helena Russell, as Commander Koenig enters.
How is he?
As well as can be expected after a point-blank stun from your laser gun.
It was the only way I could keep him from taking off in the Eagle. I can't imagine what got into him.
I've been expecting something like this ever since he returned from the Ultra Probe.
You didn't know him before the Ultra Probe was launched. He was probably the world's top athlete, a highly talented poet, and perhaps the best astronaut ever to leave Earth.
Your image of him isn't the man I know. He's unstable, John, a suppressed hysteric, subject to recurring nightmares and hallucinations. Where was he trying to go here in the middle of nowhere? And in his pajamas? We're 3 months Eagle traveling time to the nearest star system.
I don't know what was in his mind, but I do know that something happened out there beyond Ultra. Something neither you nor I can understand. It's haunting him, destroying him.
After all this time, you don't still believe that story of his about a monster?
I don't know what to believe, but look at the facts. The Ultra Probe ship was launched from Moon Base Alpha 5 years ago, June 6th, 1996, with Captain Tony Bellini and a crew of 3. Astrophysicist Darwin King, radiation expert Juliet Mackey.
And Dr. Olga Vishenskaya in charge of medical.
8 months after takeoff, they reach their objective, the newly discovered planet Ultra, and start preparations for a manned landing.
But as the probe ship moves behind Ultra, all contact with Moonbase Alpha is lost. And the only report of what happened then is the one given by Tony himself.
And our preparations for a manned landing were almost complete when suddenly...
Captain Bellini, contacts on the radar screen.
Phew! Must be 20, 30 of them, small and stationary.
Probably metallic.
Computers, beam scanners, sensors, everything we've got. Focus in. I'm changing course. We're going to take a look.
Captain, out the window, look.
Spaceships, over 20 of them.
All different sizes and shapes just hanging there, drifting aimlessly.
Obviously from a wide variety of space civilizations. There are ships here that could make the dream of interstellar travel a reality. We could be liberated from our own solar system, even from our own galaxy.
Look at that one, Captain.
It's huge.
Looks like a proton dry dish at the far end. Any signs of life?
No, sir.
There's got to be someone in it. King, check with computer. Mackey, put the booster on every band in the life spectrum. Still nothing?
Absolutely no signs. It's like a graveyard.
Well, the tombs of the pharaohs tell us all we know about ancient Egypt. So let's open this one up and see what we can learn. Into your spacesuits, everyone. We're going to hook up to that airlock, walk in, and take a look around. Nothing unusual here. Typical entry corridor. That door ahead looks like it could lead to the main module. Some kind of monster in there. Huge tentacles like an octopus. Where its mouth should be, a flaming orifice, like an open fiery furnace.
One of the tentacles! He's got me!
It's dragging him into that fire. Oh! Captain, for God's sake, close the door!
I can't close it, it's jammed. Good Lord, it's got Mackie and Vision Scar, they're all gone. And now one of the tentacles reaching for me. Gotta get back to the command module and blast out of this death trap.
After an incredible 6-month voyage, Bellini made it back to Alpha, alone, more dead than alive.
The story he told of his encounter with the monster was difficult to believe even then, and the recorded data of the black box cast further doubt on his veracity.
Veracity! I'll never forget the way Commissioner Dixon ripped him apart at the hearing held on Earth when Tony was well enough to attend. Victor and Tony and I just sat there while
And
Dixon...
you want us to believe that you, Captain Bellini, went into the jungle beyond Ultra, stood face to face with the dragon, and managed to survive, even though all 3 of your crew were destroyed by it.
That is exactly what happened.
Well, to put it bluntly, Captain, I think you concocted the whole story to cover up the fact that you bungled the decompression procedure, prematurely opened the airlock, and killed the crew, and you haven't the guts to admit it.
But the blips on the black box, they prove his story about the spaceships.
They prove only that they were contacts, not that they were spaceships. Gentlemen, the conclusion of this commission is that the Ultra probe was a total failure, and that you, Captain Bellini, were delinquent in the execution of your duties. Regretfully, I must relieve you of your post. This hearing is closed.
So Tony was assigned to an unimportant desk job on Alpha, where he has been ever since, which brings us up to the here and now. What does it all prove, John?
Maybe nothing. But why? Why does he break now? It's over 5 years since Ultra.
I think it proves that he'll never get over it. That's why I thought Alpha would be better off without him.
Perhaps she's right, John.
Tony, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Tell me, where were you trying to get to? There's nowhere to go. Nothing for billions of miles.
I felt there was something out there.
You had a nightmare at 0347 last night. Medical computer raised the alarm. I woke you.
Yes, that's it. Just a dream. A bad dream, I guess.
Commander, main mission here. We have a contact on the big screen.
Be with you in a minute.
Ah, John, something quite extraordinary.
Spaceships. Derelicts. About 20, maybe more.
According to our calculations, Commander, there should have been nothing around here.
The same kind of thing reported by Bellini on his mission to the planet Ultra.
Yes, and last night he had a violent nightmare about his monster. He said he was going out to face it.
The monster?
Those could be the same ships he saw behind Ultra.
But we're billions of miles away from Ultra.
Our moon has moved, Victor, and those ships could have drifted too. Something triggered Bellini's nightmare, and... Sandra, increase magnification.
Yes, sir. Commander, look.
The Ultra probe ship.
Incredible.
So was Bellini's story of the monster. Carter, get an Eagle on pad 1 and an escort of 3 others, ready for action.
Yes, sir.
And Paul, I want backup ships and crews ready for... Tony, Helena, I was about to call you. Look at the big screen.
The Ultra probe ship.
So I get a second chance. Any signs of life, Paul?
We've scanned the whole area, Captain. There's nothing.
There never was.
I'm taking an Eagle up with an armed escort of 3 others. Carter is getting it ready. Would you be willing to come with me?
Willing? I'd insist.
Well, here we are. Helena, Victor, you and the security guards will stay here in the passenger module and monitor the...
Will you excuse me a minute, John? I'd like to go up front and apologize to Carter for hitting him last night during my nightmare.
I don't trust him, John. He's too calm.
He has the chance to clear himself after 5 years. He's not going to blow it.
I still don't like it.
Look, it's Carter. Bellini slugged him again like he did last night when we tried to steal the Eagle.
Tony, for heaven's sake.
Sorry, John, but it's my enemy, and I deserve first crack. I'm taking Eagle 1. Sorry about Carter.
Stop him, John.
Too late. This time he made it.
He's separating the command module and leaving us here in the passenger module.
Eagles 3 and 4, immediate liftoff. Tail Bellini, he's in Eagle 1. Eagle 2, jettison module and move to Pad 1 to pick us up.
A little while later, Carter, fully recovered, is at the controls of Eagle 2 as they approach the lifeless Ultra probe ship, still attached to the huge alien derelict ship.
Eagle 3 to Eagle 2, Bellini is lined up with the airlock on the probe ship. He's made it. A perfect docking.
Okay, Eagle 3, stand by. Alan, line up for a docking on the main module. Helena, any life signs?
Nothing. Wait. Something.
An alien life form?
No. Just Bellini. If there were anything else, John, like that monster, we'd surely get some indication.
Provided our instruments could read it.
Ready to dock, Commander.
Okay, Alan, easy now. Perfect. Helena, still no life signs?
Only Bellini's.
All right. Lasers ready. Here we go. Into the airlock. That door ahead opens into the main module. Carter, you and I go in first. Let's go.
Good Lord! The monster! Look there, Bellini!
Standing on the monster's head. He's got an axe.
Look out for the tentacles!
He's bringing the axe down on the monster's head. He really hurt him. Tony, look out.
Go back, Commander! He's mine! This time
He should drop the axe!
He's falling. Tony!
The monster! It's got him!
Oh, Lord. Fire all lasers.
They don't seem to have any effect.
Keep firing. I'm going to get that axe.
Moving between the flailing tentacles, Koenig works his way close to the monster's head, picks up the axe, and with every bit of strength he can muster, drives it into the creature's head.
You got him!
Yeah, but what a price to pay.
Later, on the way back to Alpha.
Poor Tony. He was right all along. Why couldn't I have believed him?
The monster was more than any of us could believe. According to our criteria, it was never alive. How ironic that a creature so impervious to our contemporary weapons should fall victim to a plain, old-fashioned axe.
Well, I think Tony would be happy to know, at least, that future space travelers will never again be trapped in the Dragon's domain.
Adrift in the great void of space, the personnel on Moonbase Alpha have experienced so much that is strange and inexplicable. They have become accustomed to expecting the unexpected.
Paul, did you hear that?
Hear what? I don't hear anything unusual.
A sort of strange, haunting music. It's been coming in on an interstellar frequency, softly intermittent, but at regular intervals, as though it were a message, perhaps a call for help.
The mind can play some strange tricks up here in space, Sandra.
I know, but
Especially when you're monitoring communications hour after hour and getting nothing but random signals from distant radiation sources. You get that homesick feeling and begin to imagine you're back on Earth again, listening to your favorite...
Paul, listen, there it is again.
I take it all back. You're right. Got a fix on it?
Only that it's coming from the direction of the star Vega in the Lyra quadrant.
But that's about 27 light years away. Let's try the scanner.
Paul, we've got a contact. Commander, I'm glad you're here. Look at this object on the scanner.
Can you bring it in on the big screen, Paul?
I'll try, Commander.
There it is.
A planet.
All scanners, all sensors up full. Get me radiation readings, atmosphere, life signs, everything. What's that music? Where is it coming from?
I think it's coming from that planet. It's been coming in at regular intervals, like a message of some kind.
Not a very happy message from the sound of it.
Commander, life signs.
Paul, open up all channels, all frequencies. I'm going to try to talk to them. This is Commander John Koenig on Moonbase Alpha from the planet Earth. We have received your broadcast. Can we be of any service to you? Repeat, can we be of any service to you?
They don't answer, Commander.
Kano, computer readings.
Yes, sir.
Atmosphere breathable, radiation minimal, barometric pressure 30.02, temperature average 72 degrees, life components comparable to human.
Sounds ideal. Must be orbiting a star like Earth's sun. And there must be people there, possibly in some kind of trouble. Sandra?
Yes, sir?
Ask Professor Bergman and Dr. Russell to meet me in my quarters immediately.
Yes, sir.
Alan,
Yes, sir.
get Eagle 1 ready for liftoff. We're traveling.
Yes, sir.
As Eagle 1 approaches the planet, Koenig cautions his pilot, Alan Carter.
Course correction 5 degrees green, Alan. We're veering off.
I know, Commander. I've been trying to compensate, but she doesn't respond.
Try manual.
Going over to manual. Still no response, Commander.
We seem to be under the control of some kind of beam coming from the planet.
I better call main mission. Eagle 1 calling Alpha. Do you copy? Come in, Alpha. Eagle 1 calling Alpha.
We've lost contact.
And still no answer from the planet?
Just that music. Obviously a recorded transmission.
I must say it looks peaceful enough down there.
Well, we should be finding out about how peaceful it is very soon. We're about to land.
Opening the door of the Eagle, they discover they have docked at an airlock under automatic guidance. Transparent glass walls enable them to observe the planet's surface as they walk cautiously down the airlock corridor.
It's lovely.
Like a scene in the English countryside.
Or autumn in Connecticut.
The trees and shrubs aren't exactly the same, but it makes me feel quite at home.
I wish I could feel that way, but I can't. There's something wrong in the picture.
Houses, roads, even children's playgrounds, but not a sign of life.
Exactly. No people.
No life of any kind, except for the vegetation.
Commander, the door up ahead. It's opening.
Seems like we're expected.
It's an elevator. Well, let's not disappoint our host.
As they step into the elevator, the door closes behind them, and the elevator descends. Far below the surface, it stops. The door opens, and they enter a well-lighted but empty chamber. As the elevator door closes behind them, they hear a soft hissing sound, like escaping steam.
Gas! Pouring into those grills.
John, I feel dizzy.
Helena. Oh.
They all fall to the floor, unconscious. When they wake up a couple of hours later, they are in a large, well-lit, comfortably furnished hall. Seated before them on throne-like chairs are two aliens, one male, one female.
Welcome, Alphans. I am Harmon, leader of what remains of the people of the planet Phoebus. And this is Dr. Melos, in charge of physical medicine.
Some welcome. We come in peace and you attack us.
Oh, the decontamination chamber. My sincere apologies for that. But I assure you that it is quite harmless.
Yeah, it's a gas.
But very necessary. Phoebus has been the victim of a mysterious virus which destroyed all life on the surface of the planet and reduced our people to a state of total physical and reproductive impotence. We could not risk your being exposed to the contagion and bringing it down here.
We believe the virus was caused by a massive energy flare-up on Vega 50 years ago, which triggered a similar flare on our own Condos, a star like your Earth's sun.
The effect was immediate and devastating.
The virus attacks the blood, stopping all cell growth without completely destroying the cells as such. Children remained children, the aged remained aged, all growth ceased, no new life was possible. The only antidote was a plant growing on the surface, but it too was killed.
Phoebus became a land of the living dead, a land where biological time seemed to stand still. The virus created the paradox of life existing where the life process had stopped.
You mean a form of suspended animation?
Precisely. Thousands did in fact die, but several hundred survived in that condition. Dr. Melos and I have not dared go to the surface for 20 years.
But where are they, these others you speak of?
Come, we will show you.
They enter a huge chamber containing several hundred individual glass cubicles. Inside each cubicle, one of the living dead of Phoebus.
Amazing. They seem to be in perfect condition, children and adults alike.
These were the last to succumb. Many of them are, or were, among our best scientists, and helped build the airlock and other anti-contamination devices before they were stricken. For our survival, it is necessary that we release them from this biological time trap. That is why we sent our message.
Then that music was a call for help.
Yes, and we are glad that you answered our call.
Why didn't you send your message in words? How could you be sure a musical message would be understood?
Because humans are curious by nature. They must explore the unexplored, understand the inexplicable. We knew you were near and wouldn't be able to resist the temptation to solve the mystery of Phoebus.
Also, if we had set up word communication, there would have been too many questions, and we do not like to lie.
Lie? Lie about what?
Commander, I shall get right to the point. In order to restore my people to their normal condition, it is necessary for them to have a talking blood exchange.
Blood exchange? You mean with us? But that would kill us.
Unfortunate, but true.
What kind of people are you? You say you don't like to lie, but you wouldn't hesitate to kill for your own purposes. What kind of morality is that?
Listen, Commander, there is no need for you and your friends here to die. There is a way out for you.
A way out?
Just give the order to all those on Moonbase Alpha to come here. That would give us a sufficient supply of...
You pride yourselves on your understanding of humans, but you understand nothing.
You will not cooperate?
Not on your life.
Let's take him, Commander, when I give the word.
Not on my life, indeed. It is your life that is at stake. You have no weapons. We saw to that. And you are completely in our power. We have no choice but to use you to restore 4 of our...
Now, Commander!
Carter and Koenig leap toward Harmon, but before they can reach him, they are stunned by laser guns fired by Dr. Melos and Harmon simultaneously.
John!
Helena and Victor move to help them, but they too are struck down. When they regain consciousness, all 4 find themselves strapped down on operating tables next to 4 of the glass cubicles. Dr. Melos is getting ready to perform the transfusions that will drain the life from their bodies.
Won't you change your minds? It's still not too late.
Just take me, but let the others go.
Their price is too high, John. I prefer it this way.
You fools! There is so much to see, to do, to live for here on Phoebus, and you are throwing it all away. All right, Dr. Melos, Carter first. Anything to say, Carter?
How about postponing the whole thing? And let's all go up and enjoy the lovely scenery on the surface.
Proceed, Dr. Melos.
Blue sky, cool green trees, autumn leaves turning yellow and brown.
Yellow and brown? Yellow and brown? Dr. Melos, do you know what that means? Stop all procedures until I return.
Return? Return from where?
From my first look at the surface in 20 years.
Later, in Eagle 1 on the way back to Alpha.
Look there, John. How beautiful Phoebus is. So much like our own world.
But what an upside-down world it is.
Yes, full of contradictions. A world where people were alive, but not alive. Where highly moral beings like Harmon and Dr. Melos could kill without any moral scruples.
Where leaves turn green when they die.
And yellow and brown when they come to life, like the hydraphyllid shrub. The one plant from which Dr. Melos could extract the life-saving antidote to the virus.
It saved our lives, even without taking it.
Within a week, she will have enough to restore all her people, and with life returning at last on the surface, they can all come out into the sun again. How sad that we couldn't accept their invitation to join them in their renewed life.
Yes, it could have been a good life. I better call Alpha. Eagle 1 calling Alpha. Do you copy? Come in, Alpha.
Main mission, Commander. Good to hear your voice, and none too soon. Computer indicates our moon will be within eagle range of that planet for less than 1 more hour.
Yes, I know, Paul. Unfortunately, not enough time for Alpha to move to a nice new home.
I don't understand, Commander.
I'll explain when we get back. Eagle out.
Commander, do you hear what I hear?
That music again.
Yes, Harmon and Melos saying goodbye. Their way.
It's beautiful, like a rainbow after the storm.
Yeah, the only yellow and brown rainbow in the old blinking universe.
It is the year 1999. On Moonbase Alpha, preparations for a manned probe of the recently discovered planet Meta are almost complete. The new commander of Alpha, John Koenig, is getting some last-minute information from the head of the Space Commission, calling from Earth.
How do you like this, John? The first close-up shot of the planet Meta, taken from the unmanned Space Bearer 9, just in.
It has atmosphere.
Not only that, we're receiving signals loud and clear. The planet Meta could be supporting life as we know it. We must make a manned landing. Nothing must stop us, John. Nothing.
Well, John, good to see you again.
Professor Bergman. Victor is still here.
Yes, I got caught. Listen, John, things are far more serious than I suspect you've been told. People are dying up here.
The virus infection?
Well, Dr. Russell doesn't believe it is a virus. Looks very much like the effects of radiation, but I'm not...
But what?
There is no radiation.
Look, Victor, you know me well enough to know that I'm not going to ignore the fact that people have been dying up here. But the space launch of the century must not be allowed to slip through our fingers. That planet is passing just close enough to make a landing. This medical problem must be solved. There's no margin for error.
Dr. Russell has some ideas worth listening to. Why don't you talk to her, John?
Commander, our 9th man died this morning. One moment he's fine, the next he had lost all control. Look at this thermographic plate. A malignancy erupts, and there's immediate disorientation of the kind that's classic in radiation attacks.
I understand, Doctor. You've had 11 cases so far.
9 deaths.
But all 9 who died were workers in Nuclear Disposal Area 2. The 2 astronauts with the same illness never went near that site. It's inconsistent.
There's another inconsistency. There is no radiation in Area 2.
What about the backup crew? Are they medically clear to fly this mission?
They appear to be, but they've lived the same lives, been through the same training as the critically ill probe astronauts. I can't guarantee that they won't be affected. 3 days or 3 months out in deep space.
Dr. Russell, the 2 astronauts. Come quick.
Well, Doctor?
It's over. They're both gone.
If it's the last thing I do, I'll find out why those 2 men died. Paul, I'm going to recheck the radiation levels of Area 2 myself. Get an eagle ready. I'll need 2 volunteers.
Yes, sir.
I want Area 2, Collins, not 1.
That's where we're going, Commander. We just use Area 1 as a turning point. Navigation beacon Delta. It's a landmark.
Area 1. This was the first nuclear waste area up here. Has it been used since I left, Victor?
No, John. They've moved on to Area 2. This one hasn't been used for 5 years.
How's it holding up?
All right, according to reports. Constantly monitored, no radiation.
All right, Collins. Let's move on to Area 2.
Landing at Area 2, Collins and Jackson go out on foot to check the radiation levels, while Koenig and Professor Bergman stay in the area monitoring depot.
Point 1, check complete. Radiation normal, no leakage. We're going on to point 48.
All right, Jackson.
Section by section, the 2 men check every part of Area 2.
Commander, point 48, check complete. Radiation normal. That's it, sir. All okay out here.
All right, Jackson. Thanks. Get out of there as fast as you can.
That seems to prove that the radiation can't hurt, within safe limits.
Whatever killed our men was not radiation.
Seems not.
Commander, I've got to get out of here.
All right, Collins. We're leaving soon.
Now! Got to get out!
Slug him! He'll kill us all!
Collins suddenly goes berserk, but after a brief but fierce struggle, is overpowered. On returning to Alpha on the light side of the moon, Koenig asks for the flight records of the dead astronauts.
I checked the flight record as you asked, Commander. Listen to this. There's a 2-minute blank out on the flight recorder over navigation beacon Delta, Area 1.
That's where Collins took us on our way to Area 2. Does he always fly that route?
5 or 6 times a week.
And the probe astronauts?
Made their training flights on the dark side of the moon in that general area regularly.
Commander?
Yes, Sandra.
There's a steep rise in heat level, disposal area 1. All indications show that the radiation level is normal, but the heat continues to rise.
Heat without radiation, without atomic activity. Put Area 1 on the screen, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Lightning, surface fires. Victor, any ideas?
As a matter of fact, yes, John. I've been looking at this monitoring device from the old Area 1. It was used to record the magnetic output of the artificial gravity system out there. When the area was closed down, it had nothing to record. But now, look at it.
A 20-fold increase in the magnetic field.
We've been obsessed with radiation. Wrong. What we are facing is a new effect. Magnetic energy outputs of unprecedented violence, arising from the atomic waste deposited on the dark side of the moon over the years.
Magnetic energy responsible for the flare-up at Area 1.
Magnetic energy causing brain damage and bringing death to 11 men.
The probe astronauts went over there daily, as did Collins in the shuttle.
Then we've all been exposed to it, since we've all been to Area 2, and to get there we had to pass over Area 1. There could be a cumulative effect that could...
There's even a bigger problem. Area 1 burnt itself out in a huge magnetic subsurface firestorm. What if the same thing happens in Area 2?
Paul, let's get an Eagle out there immediately to monitor magnetic levels.
I won't be responsible for any more men out on the surface in these conditions.
Neither will I. We'll do it by remote control and follow it on the screen.
Radiation normal, magnetic field 0.
Okay, Paul, she's approaching Area 2. Sit her down. Easy does it. Look, she's going out of control. Blast her out of it, Paul.
No use, Commander. She doesn't respond.
She's gonna crash.
Look at the reading. A tremendous magnetic surge.
It could trigger an atomic explosion. Paul, contact Commissioner Simmons on Earth. Emergency code Alpha 1.
Yes, sir.
You were right, Doctor. It was radiation.
Magnetic radiation.
And now we're sitting on the biggest bomb man ever made.
Simmons here. What's the trouble?
The heat rise in Area 1 we reported to you has spread to Area 2, which contains 140 times the amount of waste as Area 1. With quantities like that, there could be a chain reaction.
Well, what's to be done?
We can try to break the pile apart, rip up the rods, destroy the mass. By dispersing it over a wide area, we might prevent that.
Good. Do it.
The first 6 Eagles are moving into the area now, Commander.
All right, Paul. Let's see it on the screen. Uma, I want central computer updated with everything possible, constantly.
Well, we're getting some of the containers moved. Number 26 dispersed to Grid 9.
Dispersed to Grid 9.
How does it look, Paul?
We've had navigational failures on 2 of the ships. They've returned for replacement. That means the magnetic field is probably expanding.
Tell the others to increase altitude.
Right. Main mission to all Eagles, increase altitude.
Captain Carter.
Yes, sir?
Carter, do you have an extra ship available?
No, sir, they're all committed.
Then take Eagle 1 into orbit. Report how things look from there.
Right.
Sandra, what are the readings?
Heat level holding, magnetic field fluctuating.
That's what worries me.
What are the chances of getting it under control, Victor?
Too early to tell.
Eagle 1 to Alpha.
Go ahead, 1.
Liftoff complete. Trajectory computed and programmed. We'll be in orbit in 2 minutes.
Okay, Alan. Levels seem to be holding. If only they can... Commander! It's going up!
Paul, abort the mission.
Main mission to all Eagles. Return to base immediately. Repeat, return to base immediately.
Suddenly, all aboard Alpha Moon Base are hurled to the floor and held there as though pinned down by a huge invisible hand.
I can't move.
G-forces. We're moving. The moon is moving.
Alpha, can you hear me? This is Carter in Eagle 1. Do you copy? Alpha, I'm not receiving. Maybe you're receiving me. The moon is going out of orbit. It's moving away from Earth.
Carter, I read you. Can you hear me?
Commander, thank God you're okay. What's happening down there?
We've got preventive G-forces. Can hardly move. But we seem to be decelerating. Down to 3 Gs now.
Yes, we're compensating. You see, the whole waste disposal area has been acting like a gigantic rocket motor, pushing us out of orbit. But if it has stopped fissioning, we shan't be accelerating anymore.
Carter, did you hear that?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Can you make it back to the base?
Yeah, I can make it. I'm closing now. I can make it.
Good, Captain. Morrow, check around the base.
This is main mission. All sections report.
Security section, we have audio contact. Video systems gone.
Service section, lost all power. Operating on emergency systems.
Medical section poor. Explosive decompression in 2 compartments. Area sealed off. No leaks. Sufficiently operative to accept casualties.
The big question now is, can we make it back to Earth? Uma, consult the master computer. I want a readout on contingency plan Exodus.
Yes, sir.
Emergency Operation Exodus, indefinite patterns. 1. Moon on unknown trajectory. 2. Constantly changing G-forces due to movement away from Earth. 3. Insufficient data to compute flight plan. Human decision required.
Attention, all sections, Alpha. This is Commander John Koenig. As you know, the moon has been blasted out of orbit, and we have been completely cut off from Earth. We have power, environment, and therefore the possibility of survival. If we should try to return to Earth without full resources, I believe we would fail. Therefore, it is my judgment we do not try. Paul, What about our communications with Earth? Any chance of restoring contact?
Very little, sir. We've lost all direct communication. All I can get is this video report being broadcast on Earth.
Put it up on the big screen.
The totally unforeseen accident on the lunar surface has caused very serious repercussions here on Earth. Due to gravity disruption, there have been violent earthquakes in the United States, Yugoslavia, and southern France, with enormous damage to life and property. The International Lunar Commission holds out little hope for the rescue of the 311 men and women on Moonbase Alpha. The moon's acceleration away from Earth has put it beyond the reach of any.
Paul, scan all frequencies for any signal from any planet. Paul, there's a picture coming in. There, hold that.
It's the planet Meta.
Meta. Maybe that's where our future lies. September 13th, 1999. Meta signals increasing. Yes, maybe there.
Space, 1999. We are in a communications center housed in a cave of ice beneath the surface of a frozen, mist-shrouded planet somewhere in space. Dr. Cabot Rowland, dressed in fur, sits before the computer studying a printout.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Say I was right. Admit Jack Tanner did tell you, did prophesy long before you heard from that eyeless instrument.
Yes, Jack, you were absolutely right. But tell me sensibly how you could foretell that a heavenly body like Earth's moon was approaching our planet.
Not like it. It is the Earth moon, that self-same orb whose unforgiving eye beheld the birth of Caesar and no doubt your own.
Noting Rowland's skepticism, Tanner angrily presses buttons, activating the main viewing screen.
By heaven, Jack, you are right. That is our moon, the Earth moon. We've got to contact them.
While in main mission aboard Moonbase Alpha, Captain Koenig is listening to a report on the strange planet he is observing on their screen.
Codenamed Ice Planet. Has atmosphere, but temperature drops to 200 degrees below zero.
Sounds like a marvelous cold storage plant.
Commander, I have a signal from the ice planet, a human voice.
Hello out there. Hello, Alphans. We have a life here, a long life that you could share.
A long lane and no turning.
Ultima Thule is a lost paradise. Come.
Lost with no final end. Stay away! Stay away!
Strange invitation, I must say. What do you think, John?
What do I think? Ultima Thule, here we come.
Soon, Eagle 1, with Koenig, Bergman, Helena, and Carter aboard, lands on the forbidding new world.
Remember, if you get lost, the Comlock locator beam will bring you back to the Eagle, okay?
Right.
Let's go.
At that moment, in the ice palace beneath the surface, half-mad Jack Tanner, head lifted high, bays like a wolfhound.
Be quiet, Jack.
I am the dog that bays the moon who sets her cats among your pigeons, Doctor.
Another prophecy?
Merely an inclination of my ear in the right direction. Observe.
He turns a switch on a panel.
They've come! They've come!
Rowland jumps to the console and calls.
Alphans! Alphans!
Go home!
Alphans! Alphans! Dr. Rowland here!
Go home! Go home! Go home!
On the surface, the Alphans stop on a signal from Koenig.
A voice. I heard it. Listen.
Men of Alpha, do you hear?
Yes, we hear you. Where are you?
My Pathfinder indicates this spot is where their signal came from. But there's nothing here.
They know we're here, but it looks like it's going to be hard for us to find them. I say we go back to the Eagle and let them find us.
Amen to that. Anything to get out of this cold.
As they start back, there is a sudden blast of wind and snow. When the wind dies down, Koenig looks around.
Victor! Where's Helena? And Carter? They've disappeared. Helena! Carter!
But neither answers. Helena, near total exhaustion after an eternity of stumbling through the bitter cold and approaching darkness, collapses just as Dr. Rowland emerges from the shadows and catches her in his arms.
Here's one of them. Ted, give me a hand. Good. Now, where are the others? Hello! Hello!
A scant few yards away, Koenig, half carrying, half dragging the nearly unconscious Bergman, hears a voice.
Victor, you hear that? Help is here. Hello? Hello?
Well, there you are.
Thank God.
Koenig, Bergman, and Helena are taken inside a vast dome-like cavern made of ice bricks, stalagmites, and stalactites. This is the Ice Palace. At its heart, a great glowing fireplace of crystals. Rowland's voice bellows through the huge room.
Come on, everyone! Beds, warmth, and hot toddy for our guests.
And the 7 men and 7 women inside quickly tend to the needs of the new arrivals. Koenig is the first to revive.
Helena, where is she?
Right over there.
Bergman?
He's safe, too.
Carter, where's Carter?
Carter? I didn't know there was another...
He's still out there. I must find him.
No, not you. We'll do it. Ted, take every man. Search for this 4th Alphan to the limit of your endurance.
Meanwhile, Carter, alone in the unmercifully cold Thulian night, stumbles, falls, crawls forward, till suddenly he touches something solid, metallic.
The eagle! The eagle!
Stumbling up the ramp, he collapses just as the door closes behind him. Later, in the Ice Palace, Helena and Bergman have awakened and are listening to Rowland in amazement.
The planet is Ultima Thule. Our people are from Earth, survivors of the Uranus expedition of 1986.
The last we heard of the Uranus probe was Jack Tanner's report that the ship was breaking up in a proton storm. And that was some 13 years ago.
Oh, the ship did go out of control. We traveled at unbelievable speed to the farthest limit of the then-known universe and beyond. Finally, crash landing here. We were... Ah! The search party is back. What luck, Ted?
No luck. Carter doesn't have a chance out there.
And we'll search again by daylight. Though regretfully, I must say it looks hopeless.
Just before dawn, with everyone else in the Ice Palace still asleep, Rowland slips into the communications room. Turning on a switch, he hears...
Main mission calling Eagle 1. You must lift off immediately. Icing conditions are worsening. Come in, Eagle 1. Alpha calling.
Rowland reaches into the panel, deliberately shorts a circuit, and Morrow's calling goes dead. He quickly closes the panel, turns at the sound of footsteps, and sees Koenig approaching.
We must speak to Alpha.
I've been trying to reach them. Listen. Hello, Alpha. This is Ultima Thule. Do you copy? See? Perhaps it'll clear later.
Then we must get to the Eagle. Maybe we can contact them from there.
Come on.
Rowland is leading Koenig and a group of fur-clad Thulians on a search for the Eagle, when suddenly...
Listen!
The Eagle! Then Carter made it. He's all right.
There it is.
It's taking off. Alan! Alan! Stop! We're alive!
Thank heavens he's safe.
Yes, but the moon will be in range of this planet for only 5 more days. We have to let Alpha know we're alive.
Alive? Commander Koenig, you haven't begun to live yet. Come.
Back in the Ice Palace, the Alphans listen spellbound as Rowland explains.
We have lived here for 870 years.
870 years?
Yes, John. The computer says it's the year 2870. Either they or we have been through some kind of time warp.
As a result of over 800 years of experimentation, I am now close to unlocking the secret of immortality.
Immortality? Ladies and gentlemen, who'll make the first bid for Dr. Rowland's magic elixir? Do I hear 1 million souls? 2!
Don't mind him. Come with me. I have something to show you.
Rowland leads them to a small balcony, looking down on a vast underground cave. And there, in the center of the cave...
a spaceship.
Almost completed.
Phoenix, rising from the ashes of the Uranus probe. With this ship and the secret of immortality, we shall leap from planet to planet, from solar system to solar system, from galaxy to galaxy. We shall be gods in the universe. All that is needed now is that you join me in one final experiment. Then together, all of us, you and all the people on Alpha, will step forward into the greatest scientific adventure in the history of man.
As Rowland leads them back toward the Ice Palace, Tanner grips Koenig by the arm and leads him in another direction.
I see a hungry mind. I'll feed it on wormwood and gall.
This place, it's a duplicate of the Ice Palace.
Our cave of the revered ones. Behold, our honored living dead.
He points at 4 men and 3 women in seemingly perfect health, eyes open but unseen. living vegetable.
Friends of bygone days who've given their all for science and Dr. Rowland.
Ghastly. Unbelievable. Why haven't you stopped him?
We are scientists. We all wanted the answer to the ultimate question. As commander of the probe, I submitted myself for the first experiment, but I was luckier than they were.
You were here?
A long time. Then I regained what we wittily call my mind. The good doctor deplores its erraticism, but envies my new psychic abilities.
Right now, you're as sane as I am.
And right now, the doctor prepares this final great experiment.
They race back to the Ice Palace laboratory section just in time to pull Bergman out of an experimental chamber.
But, John, Dr. Rowland described the experiment as a development of epsilon ray analysis. I believe it is perfectly safe.
And as a doctor, I see this as the greatest medical challenge man can face. The conquest of death is the ultimate fulfillment of a doctor's Hippocratic oath. We can't leave it now.
Momentarily defeated, Koenig leaves. Entering the communications room, he finds Tanner examining the circuitry.
Strange, don't you think, that your people should suffer your loss in silence?
Meaning what?
Meaning that there's more here than meets the ear. Look.
A burnt circuit. That's no accident. Here, I'll replace it.
He presses a row of switches. The panel lights up, and then he presses a key.
Hello, Alpha. Hello, Alpha.
Main mission here, Commander. Is it really you?
Yes, Paul. We're alive. And there is life here. People from Earth.
Fantastic. Carter made it back, and he and Dr. Matthias are on Eagle 2 right now on a return trip to Thule. I'll pass the word.
Carter and Matthias arrive at the Ice Palace and stare in wonder at the scene that greets them. The food, the warm fire, and the beautiful Thulean women.
All this and live forever? When do we move in, Commander?
This is no time for jokes, Alan. We have a vital decision to make.
Why not vote on it? Those who wish can come. Those who do not can stay on Alpha.
That's reasonable, John.
A democratic choice.
No. Alpha cannot function without a great many trained people to operate it. We must all go or all stay. As commander, I will abide by a majority decision.
But the Alphans must be given all the facts. I shall go personally and tell them about the Thulean way of life.
Jack, will you come?
No, I shan't go. Nor should you, Dr. Rowland. By all disheveled wandering stars, I swear to you, death has dominion.
Aboard Eagle 2, heading back to Alpha Moon Base, Koenig speaks to Carter.
Can I count on you for support, Alan?
Most times, yes, you know that. But this, Commander, I just don't see the problem.
Suddenly, from the passenger module...
Commander, come quick!
Rushing to the door, Koenig stares in horror at the abominable sight that greets his eyes.
Good Lord!
Rowland has turned into a shrunken, dripping corpse. And caught in his skeleton of a hand is Helena's hand. Back at last in main mission, Koenig and the others listen to the voice of Jack Tanner as they watch the ice planet on the big screen floating away in space.
Well, Commander, not to be outdone, we on Thule have also cast our votes.
What have you decided?
We are abandoning the search for eternal life and are turning our minds and resources to the problem of restoring the revered one.
We pray for your success. Jack, you're fading fast. Goodbye, and thank you. I wonder, in the end, can it be death that gives meaning to life?
If there is an end.
The year, 1999. The place, the moon. We are in main mission, control room of Alpha Moon Base, as Earth's great satellite blasted out of orbit by a tremendous explosion of nuclear waste materials buried beneath its surface, rockets through space on a journey into the unknown. On the big screen, an alien spaceship.
Look at that. 50 miles long, 2 miles wide.
100 square miles of ship.
She's sending out some kind of signal. A computer report ready, Kano?
Yes, sir. Signal decoded. Seems to be a recorded message.
Emergency! Emergency! This is the commander of the spaceship Daria. A major catastrophe has occurred. Large areas of our ship are devastated. Thousands of our people are dead. We who survive will perish without urgent medical and material aid. Emergency! Emergency! This is the commander of the spaceship Daria. A major catastrophe...
Commander Koenig.
What is it, Morrow?
We're picking up life signs.
What do you think, Dr. Russell?
It may not be too late, John.
Victor?
I agree.
Okay, we'll need a team. Morrow, you assess material damage. Victor, scientific. Helena, medical. Security, Lowry. Carter, get Eagle 1 ready for immediate launching.
As the Eagle moves alongside the alien ship, it passes one of several pod-like constructions connected by long, transparent cylinders to the main structure. Suddenly, the pod glows and the Eagle shudders, loses velocity, and is drawn inside, coming to rest at an airlock in a vast area, showing signs of damage to the overhead structure.
Well, at least the computer can still function. What have we got, Victor?
Breathable atmosphere outside, a power source somewhere.
What cut off our communications?
Radiation distortion.
Radiation?
Yes, Helena. The ship is saturated with atomic radiation, but it's too weak to harm us.
Anything living here?
I'm getting life signs. There is life somewhere on this ship.
Okay, let's find it.
Walking out of the Eagle into the airlock, they see two corridors going off at an angle to each other. One clear, the other cluttered with debris.
These corridors are bound to connect with the main areas of the ship. Paul, you and Alan take that one.
Right.
Victor, you and I will take this one.
Right.
Helena, you and Lowry stay back here close to the Eagle. If we can't make contact with the Darians, we'll rendezvous back at 1600.
As the two search parties disappear into the corridors, Helena and Lowry discover a hidden third corridor and decide to investigate.
Looks much shorter than the others. Wonder what's around that corner.
Let's take a look.
I don't know. We're supposed to...
Wait, what's that?
Suddenly, two figures, no larger than children, come running around the corner and stop short at the sight of Helena and Lowry. They are mutes, one male, the other female. They keep looking back over their shoulder, their eyes bulging with fear.
What is it? What's the matter?
They're mutes. Can't talk and scared to death of whoever's making that noise.
As the sound of the pursuers comes closer, the female mute whimpers and runs forward to fall at Lowry's feet. The male mute dashes past them into the airlock where the Eagle rests.
Uh-oh, trouble.
They're humanoids. 6 of them.
Yeah, but look at them. Like out of the Stone Age. Dr. Russell, move back slowly, then break for it.
Okay.
But as they move, the 6 aliens, led by one called Hadeen, charge forward. Helena, Lowry, and the mute are quickly subdued and taken back to the ship settlement area, once a vast hydroponic garden. Now the home of these people, known as the Survivors. Hadeen speaks.
Call the old one.
Now what?
Look, that old man.
Like some kind of priest.
They're making a circle around him.
And they've dragged the mute out to him.
The old man looks at the female mute, runs his hand over her face, draws in his breath and shouts, "Mute!" As the crowd roars, 2 survivors rush in, grab the mute and drag her over to a sort of shrine at the edge of the clearing. On the wall behind them is a large portrait. Below the portrait is a man-sized cavity with transparent doors.
They're putting her in that hole in the wall.
And locking the doors. She's sealed in.
Suddenly, a survivor beside a control panel nearby, at a signal from Hadeen, presses a button. The sealed cavity glows with intense light, and the body of the mute evaporates.
Good Lord! Like a pagan sacrifice.
A sacrifice to that portrait, like it's a god.
Now, you.
Hadeen points at Lowry.
No!
And 2 survivors seize him and drag him in front of the old man. Running his hand over Lowry's face and arms, he takes one of Lowry's hands in his. Suddenly he stops as he discovers a joint in his index finger is missing. Mute! Horrified, Helena watches as Lowry is sealed in. The button is pressed and the cavity glows with the light of death. Unaware of the fate of Helena and Lowry, Commander John Koenig and Professor Victor Bergman, his science advisor, walk down the corridor toward the interior. Approaching an intersection, they stop as they hear someone coming.
I think we've got company.
Koenig draws his laser gun and cautiously they move forward. Suddenly they are blinded by 2 beams of light.
Please, turn off the lights. We are friends. We've come to help. Ah, that's better.
Just 2 of them, dressed in radiation suits.
My name is John Koenig, commander of Alpha Moon Base. This is my science advisor, Victor.
Before he can finish the sentence, the 2 figures suddenly fire their laser weapons. Koenig and Bergman crumble to the floor and are carried off. Koenig awakens later to find himself in a rest area and sees a woman looking at him.
Who are you?
I am Kara, Director of Reconstruction on this ship.
We heard your signal and came to help, and you attack us.
We had to be sure of your intentions, and now we know. As for that signal, it was automatically triggered when one of our nuclear reactors exploded more than 900 years ago, devastating most of the ship. We are unable to cut it off.
900 years?
Only this small area of the ship was shielded. Out of 50,000 Darians, only 14 of us survived. But come, you will meet our commander and learn more.
Where is my friend Bergman?
He is all right. We will take him with us.
Soon they are in the command center.
Welcome, Commander Koenig. You too, Professor Bergman. I am Niemann, commander of this ship.
Have you found the rest of my people?
Patience, Commander. We are few, and as you have seen, the ship is large. But we will find them. I shall personally supervise the search.
Thank you.
Commander, has it occurred to you how similar our situations are? This ship, your moon, both of us victims of an unfortunate disaster.
Yes, I know.
But what you don't know is our mission.
Your mission?
You may recall a ship from your own Earth history. A ship in which the life of a doomed world was preserved.
You mean the Ark?
Yes. This ship has a similar function. To preserve the life and skills of our Darian race.
You see, our planet Daria no longer exists. We who set out on this voyage were the last of our race.
Is it not true that your own planet Earth may also no longer exist?
It's possible.
And your community may be all that is left of Earth's civilization?
That too is possible.
Then join us. We are coming to the end of a 1,000-year voyage. Our main drive is undamaged, and the ship is programmed to reach our destination. A virgin planet where the Darian civilization can begin again. Share our future on the new world.
Meanwhile, Paul Morrow and Alan Carter, the other two members of the Alphen party, reach a dead end of wreckage and debris in their corridor and turn back. Finding Helena and Lowry gone, they discover the frightened male mute hiding in the Eagle and convince him to lead them to the settlement of the survivors. They arrive just in time to see Lowry sealed in and disintegrated. Too late to help him.
Poor Lowry. I hope Dr. Russell...
Look, there she is.
That old man in front of her, running his hands over her face, her arms.
He's turning to the crowd. He's going to speak.
Clear!
They're taking her over to that shrine, putting some kind of ceremonial robe on her.
The old man's walked over to her. Looks like he's going to pray or something.
Here in the sacred shrine of knowledge, we dedicate this perfect body and maintain that she is free of the mute, whom we abhor in all his manifestations.
I don't like the sound of this.
And this we pledge on the sacred book of Niemann, maker of men, father of spirits. To you, Niemann, we, the survivors, pledge this offering.
Adine, their leader, walks to the wall, presses a button, and a door opens through which walk two Darians encased in grotesque radiation suits.
They're pulling Dr. Russell toward that door.
Okay, let's go. Set lasers on stun.
Charging into the group of survivors, Carter and Morrow dash out to rescue Helena.
Alan! Paul!
Fighting against hopeless odds, Carter drops one of the Darians, but is himself brought down. The other Darian goes through the door, dragging Helena with him. Morrow gets through the door just before it closes, but Helena and her captor had disappeared. Meanwhile, in a computer room somewhere in the area ahead, Koenig and Bergman study data sheets from the Darian computers.
I think I've located the airlock mechanism. We should be able to fix it for controlled entry and exit. Victor, what's wrong?
I think I've discovered how the Darians have kept themselves alive for 9 centuries.
I wondered about that. They seem as human as we are.
Their food requirements are the same as ours, but this list of their resources shows no basic proteins, no amino acids or trace elements, no enzyme variants. They can't support life on these.
Have you checked the recycling plant?
Yes, every one of these essential elements is present, and they're being constantly renewed.
But if they have no reserves on the ship, how?
There is only one possible source: human bodies.
Walking out into the corridor on their way to confront Kara with this terrible discovery, they are surprised and delighted to see Morrow.
Paul, you're safe. But where's Helena?
They've captured her. I've been following them but lost them. She must be around here somewhere.
And Lowry? Carter?
Lowry's dead. I don't know about Carter.
Morrow tells them about the events in the survivors' settlement.
The survivors. So that's where they get their basic elements. That disintegrator must be part of their recycling system.
Come on, we've got to get Dr. Russell.
Walking back to the command center, they see Kara. Koenig grabs her, clamping his hand over her mouth.
Listen carefully, Kara. We know how you have used those people out there. But now you have taken one of our people, a woman. Tell us where she is, or we'll take this place apart.
Kara leads them to a room that looks like a cross between an operating room and a morgue.
Look at those bodies. 4 of them.
On mortuary tables. Commander, look over there on that table. Dr. Russell.
They see Helena strapped down, wires attached to her unconscious form.
Kara, if you've harmed her...
Let me go. I can still save her.
Kara rushes forward, presses a switch on a panel at the side of the bed, and a green light flashes on.
She will be all right. Oh.
Helena, are you all right?
I think so. Where am I?
Yes, Kara. What is this place?
We Darians are sterile. Ever since the catastrophe, we have had to prolong life by artificial means.
Transplant surgery? This is a transplant room.
So that's how you prolong life. And was this the future you had in mind for us?
Yes!
Neiman!
Neiman and another Darian stand in the doorway with drawn weapons.
You think we wanted these procedures just for ourselves? Transplants? Recycling of human bodies?
Our mission is to survive the voyage, not for ourselves, but for the Darian gene bank.
Gene bank?
Containing the undamaged genetic material of our race. With it we can build up our race again. Pure, healthy Darians. For the last time, I ask you, John Koenig, join us.
No way.
Then we have no alternative but to...
Neiman, Hadeen and his survivors. They have broken into the command center.
The command center?
Led by one of the Earth people.
Must be Carter. He made it.
When Morrow last saw Carter, Alan was lying unconscious near one of the 2 Darians who had come for Helena. On awakening, he seizes the Darian's gun, makes him admit the Darians were just people, and that Neiman, whose portrait hung over their shrine, was no god. He then forced the Darian to lead them all to the command center.
There it is, Hadeen, the home of the false spirits.
As the survivors overwhelm the few remaining Darians, Hadeen looks at the precious Darian gene bank. He picks it up just as Neiman rushes in.
No, put that down!
Neiman rushes over to take the panel of glistening clusters of fibrous materials from Hadeen.
Let go!
Not recognizing his attacker, Hadeen lifts the gene bank and brings it crashing down on Neiman's head. As the gene bank shatters over the dead body of the Darian commander, Hadeen suddenly recognizes the face of his former god. At the sight of their dead god, the other survivors start to flee in terror.
Wait!
They stop at the sound of Koenig's voice.
Listen to me. You can't run anymore. If you are to have any future, you must learn to live together. Help each other.
With Neiman dead, what future do I have?
These people, the survivors, are your future, Kara. You and Hadeen, working together, can prepare them to survive the voyage. We will help. The rest is up to you. Both of you. Main mission, Eagle 1 here. We're coming in.
Main mission here. Good to hear from you again, Eagle 1. What happened?
Remind me to tell you sometime.
Do you think they'll make it, John?
From the way Hadeen and Kara looked at each other, Victor, I think they will.
Commander?
Yes, Carter.
If the same thing happened on Alpha, would you have chosen differently?
Let's hope I never have to make that choice.